Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to your private coaching hour.
Nobody else is joining today.
No.
No. Then I have a question.
Yes.
I get um, reviews from my clients,
Mhm.
but they are really, yeah, not saying much. They say, "Oh, it's really nice. She listens really well. I get new insights. It's a nice person to work with." But if I want to use them for other clients or prospective clients, they're a little bit bland.
Mhm.
So I was looking for some questions, if they give a review, some questions I could ask, or if I want somebody to give a review to ask them. Um, and I asked ChatGPT for some good questions, but I got a long list. I thought, yeah, no, I can't give my clients 20 questions. So I was wondering if you have some good questions for reviews.
Um, I mean, uh, basically, what I think is most interesting is where did you start? Why did you start? What happened? Um, what changed? What insights did you have? And then where are you now? Because that basically, I mean, doesn't have to be the questions that I just said, but
Yeah.
that's basically the framework which I think makes for a good review, or somebody really shares in depth, like it really changed my life. It did this and that for me. But all the other stuff is is usually just social talk
Yeah.
that people do, and it's not. Yeah, it's not very
Yeah.
valuable.
No.
Yeah. So that's kind of what I would want to know. Where were you when you started? What happened? Like, what did you learn? What did you see? And then where are you now? And it can be that simple as those three questions. Um, and usually that should bring up a bit more. But if you have any other probing questions from ChatGPT or yourself, that works well as well. I don't know, what was your biggest insight? Or it depends. Like sometimes people are also scared to share too much depth because they don't know where it's going to be. So I would always say like I only going to use this. Um, I'm only going to use this off in how do you say, with your permission.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you use it? I never
I
saw it.
have I think I have some on the website, and I have and on LinkedIn people can do a review on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
I think I have a few, but I'm not I've not been very much on it, although I think it really makes a difference for some people. So it's worth doing, in my opinion. But I've not been. Just recently, we became more on top of that in asking, or also in then using what we got. And I have some on my YouTube channel, I think from the retreats that we had, like some testimonials afterwards. Yeah.
Not really. It's not really a thing you will work on.
Um, as I said, like we're more on top of it now. I think it really also depends, like what's what's kind of your pipeline or so forth. Because like, for example, what's very powerful is when you do online online marketing and you have people go through a funnel, right? For example, to book an appointment with you, and then they get a video, and in the video you talk, and then you can show like 20 people that had different topics and they all got solved with coaching with you. Like that could, for example, be a very powerful way to create a frame, create a context for the conversation. So it really depends. It really depends. I don't think that Ankush necessarily uses a lot of testimonials. Maybe he's doing it a bit more now, but that wasn't really a thing. And if I'm thinking about some other coaches that I know, they don't use it. And then I think about other coaches that I know. I would say, usually the ones that are better at this online marketing game. They tend to use it. They tend to verify it. And one of the things is proof is the most powerful persuasion. Like if I could prove to you, like in theory, if you and I have a conversation, it's about coaching together, and and you say to me like, Moritz, I wanna grow my coaching practice. I want to triple the revenue in my practice. And I give you the proof that I've done this with, let's say, 200 people so far. Chances that you start to believe one of the variables of value, right, which is likelihood of achievement, that goes through the roof, right? And that makes you more likely to want to work with me. So in that sense, testimonials can be very powerful.
If I'm looking at it from how I get clients, it isn't that important, I think.
I don't think so either, because you have this referral system and
Yeah, it's better to tell my clients to
tell other
go to the
clients.
person who refers them and
Yeah.
tell that it was good.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
So yeah, for the rest, it's just being visible among people that work with me or refer, and then it's okay to have some reviews that I think on social, but it's not that. Yeah, it's just being visible. That's the main purpose of my social media. So
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, you can post it there. Like if you have a good review, why not? Why not? Because if there are some people who've been following your posts or read it, and they when they can see themselves in the story, it's very powerful again. Like we buy through stories. We create the story in our head before we buy, right? Like if I'm thinking, I don't know, like for example, I take Ankush as an example. Working with him, I had so many stories of other people. He had no testimonials, but I knew the other people that had worked with him and grew their business. And I've seen YouTube videos where he walked people through what they could do to grow. So I started constructing this story in my head. Like if I would work with the guy, then I would be one of those stories, right? And I create my own story of what I wanted to create. So in that sense, I really think it can be powerful, but it doesn't have to be a testimonial.
and if you say it doesn't have to be a testimonial, I know if you know people who worked with, that's more powerful. That I can see. But the last piece I did.
I mean, for example, if you don't have to have a testimonial, you can post about a transformation that a client had.
Yeah, okay.
You can write about it, for example, or other people share with it. Like the most powerful is when I can share. The most powerful thing is I have a life transformation, and people around start asking me like, "Wow, what happened? What did you do?" And I'm like, "Oh, I work with this coach. I work with Ria, and my life really changed." And then they're like, "Okay, who's this Ria, and what is this?" Right? That's the most powerful thing. The most powerful thing that you can use in your marketing is transform people's lives. And it usually works, and gives a lot of a lot of interest in who you are and what you do. But I think apart from that, it's just what are the stories that are floating around about your work, and can you feed them with what you do, with what you put out, and or can somebody else do that? That's the clients that you have. Sometimes, I mean, I don't know, if I'm thinking back, one of the things that I got from some of the coaches that I work with is they shared stories of transformation of their clients, also in the coaching as an example, right? So that reinforces my stories that I tell myself and hear. And then that reinforces my ability to share transformative stories that I've heard in my coaching, and or I became one of those transformative stories. Yeah. Yeah.
And if you use a story from a client on social media, do you ask their permission?
I don't give names away or any details. If it would be very close to, I mean, apologies. If you, if it was likely that somebody could tell who I'm talking about, then I would ask them.
Yeah.
But if I'm saying like I work with a leader and they were thinking about what to do about this one employee, and then da 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 da. Usually not. No. Like if it's very anonymized, then no.
Yeah. I thought about that last week. If I share, there was yeah, a story that I wanted to share about a client, and then I thought, no, I'm first gonna ask him, because I work in a small community,
Yeah.
and yeah, I think it's more recognizable than maybe if you work more global. My clients come from 20 kilometers around
Mm-hmm.
the place where I work.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I can just
Um,
I think, okay, it's too visible, or they will recognize it themselves and think, okay, I don't find it that nice to share. If I just ask them, there is no problem.
yeah. Yeah, I think, yeah, if you're unsure, ask, and if you're sure, I don't know. I think you can share stories. It's like yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
a lot of stories are also recognizable for more clients.
Yeah. Yeah. So then even less of a problem, I think.
Yes.
Great. Anything else?
No, nothing else today.
Great. Sigrid, I wish you a wonderful rest of your day, and I see you Friday. Oh, Thursday, tomorrow evening, maybe, and then for
Maybe
sure
tomorrow
Friday.
evening. I don't
Yeah, you
know. I
travel
think
most likely, right?
our flight is at 4 in the afternoon, I think. So I don't know if we make it at 8 tomorrow.
Yeah, most likely not. Most likely not. Yeah. Anyhow, then I see you Friday.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye.